Okay. Here we go. Yeah. I might call it early tonight. I'm a little under the weather. I have a lot of allergies and whatnot. Elements. Okay. We have one of each of these. That one stays in there. There's my goal. Okay. It's only going to go so far. Oh, there we go. Oh, I see you up there. Oops. Here we go. Wow, really? How am I? Huh. Hmm. That's how. Here we go. Okay.
Great works have been accomplished by those who believed in humankind. But greater things than these may yet be accomplished by those who uphold the faith.
Okay. I must go and find something like that. Looks like the one I just did. Yep. 6. 7 is this way. Here we go. Breach. There's no way I could get a red. So we gotta work with blue. Okay. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Okay, I got it through there. Now there might be a way of getting a red. There we go. We've got red. Well, that's peculiar, huh? I just need to see it all the way over. Here we go.
The founder has a remarkable gift for designing these trials. But then, she did have to overcome Elohim, whose very purpose was to design trials.
Millville.
The reason I have always admired Alexandra Drennan is that even in death, she fought to see the world as it is, not as she wanted to see it. I say fought because I believe this is not an easy matter. It is a mental and spiritual struggle that we must undertake with great seriousness, even when we are joking. The ancients
Transference.
believed that for most of us, the world is a shadow cast by a flame, dimly seen on the wall of a cave. Our task is not to interpret these shapes, but to free ourselves from the cave itself.
Okay, I see. Miss Roy, what's up? How much? How goes the puzzling? The puzzling is puzzling for sure. I'm just trying to figure out how to get over to this now. Oops. I remember being stuck at this one a bit. Yeah. Okay, hang on. I think I might have to reset. Let's do this again. Okay. Okay. Now get this all the way over there. Okay. Now trade this back. Put you over here. Climb out. Take you. Transport. Here we go. Yay!
An excellent solution.
Oh, I thought that gate would have lowered. Okay. Research. Social media. Places of longing. Athens. To understand that humanity is capable, to understand what humanity is capable of, what it means to flourish, we have to look at the golden age of Athenian democracy. The list of geniuses who lived in Athens at this time is so long it's almost inconceivable. Pericles, Sophocles, Asatius, Phidias, Euripides, Herodotus. Thucydides. Plato, I know that one. Socrates. Hippocrates. Aristophanes. Aristotle. And the list goes on. Oh, thank God. These are the people who changed world history. Without them, there'd be no Stratton of Striguria to inspire Alexandria Drennan. Without them, we do not exist. Was it a perfect time? No, undoubtedly not. But the list of flaws obscure the greater truth. Given the opportunity, given freedom and resources and space to grow, human beings are capable of incredible things. Man, you're nailing these Greek names. Thank you. Once you realize the E's at the end, they kind of make sense. Oh, man. Sources of growth. Human beings are capable of incredible things. Oh, here's the yawns. It would mean everything to me to walk the roads where these people once walked, to stand where they stood, to think about the world as they dared to. Well, why can't we go? Okay, that's all the puzzles. I did one Delta puzzle. There should be another Delta puzzle. Oh, hello.
What is freedom? Is it merely to be ruled by those who speak one's language or share one's customs? No, that is merely a more convenient servitude. Is it to have no obligations, no loyalties? No, that is not to be free, but to be alone. What of freedom from hunger and thirst? Here we are closer to the truth. For freedom requires life. But one may have all the meat and all the wine in the world and still not be free. The most important freedom of all is the freedom to speak one's mind, to make one's thoughts public without fear, and so participate openly and boldly in democracy. It is the freedom of the dissenter and the gadfly, the rebel and the fool, that is the true measure of whether a city is
Vertical
free.
locomotion. Locomotion! Oh, I see you. Okay. But then that can't move. Nope, that's not gonna help. There we go. I need to race it. Whoops. I went too fast. There we go. You're at least where you need to be. Oh, really? There we go. Okay. Sets of the puzzles for this area. Let's get the rest of the question marks. Looks like there's just one. It must be the lab. Let me just get stuck on a tree. Yep, this will be the lab. Oh, a green light this time, huh? Trivanovsky. In Our Likeness, Essays on Humankind Reaching Adulthood. War is the crudest, most obscene human activity. It may justly be called an abomination, for it is the absolute negation of conscious human will. 53-58. There is only a single cause of war, for all the endless depictions that are foisted upon us. And that is the acquisition of resources. Varied ideologies are constructed to justify the crude behavior. This childish degeneration of thought and communication, but history reveals the ruthless, unflattering truth. We imagine crusaders as fanatics of a cause, willing to die for their religion, yet the Fourth Crusade culminated not in the conquest of Jerusalem, but in the looting of Constantinople, setting the stage for the triumph of the very enemy the Crusaders claimed to oppose. Why? To answer, as with every war, is the same. It is popular amongst the ghouls of the establishment and their misanthropic friends and the intelligentsia to ascribe the persistence of war to human nature. But a careful observation of the fact reveals the opposite of to be true. Individual human beings must be broken in order to submit to war, their minds distorted by ideology and their bodies by poverty and ruthless training to make them compliant. Without force, the majority of human beings only seek to protect themselves and are traumatized by the act of killing. But if it is resources that are the core cause of war, then it is only in the production and distribution of resources that an answer may be found. It is not enough to morally condemn war. We must work to prevent the material issue that endangers us all. From Guta to Athena. Dear Founder, I'm afraid we're losing our humanity. We're angry at each other, always disagreeing about everything, unable to forgive each other for being different. I don't know how much longer, and I don't know what could save us. Please help, Founder, please. Guta, 972. Energy output contained, no errors. Hyperbolic growth. Advanced synthesis. Uh-oh. 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 Wormhole. From Byron. I just wish I knew why you didn't tell me, Byron. To Alexandria Drennan. Who do you think you are, playing God like that? When Mother Nature has finally found a way of getting rid of us, you come up with a harebrained scheme to keep our destruction of the planet going? Just try for 1 second to think about something other than our own arrogance and hubris, Alexandria. Try to imagine what you're really doing here. Without your robotic perversions, the future looks beautiful. No more humans murdering everything in their path. The skies clear up. The stars become visible again. The rivers stop being filthy. And after a few decades, they're full of fish again. Dolphins and whales roam the seas like their ancestors did. The cities turn into jungles. Bat nests in the skyscrapers where hedge fund managers used to ruin lives. The earth lives on as it was meant to, peacefully and quietly, until someday in the distant future when it all ends, like it was meant to. Or we take your path, we continue our rampage, we place ourselves above the animals, we think we know better than Mother Nature. We violate all boundaries, we ruin all purities, perhaps we even defy death, just so that we can keep spreading our filth. Then we spread to the other planets to do more of the same. And in the end, what have we left behind but plastic and radiation? Think, Alexandria. Isn't it better for beauty to return to Earth? For us to acknowledge that intelligence was a mistake and to gracefully exit while we can? Stop this. Go spend time with your friends and loved ones before the end. Let it go. Let us all go. Let there be peace. I don't understand how someone could hate humanity so much. This person must have been full of sadness and frustration to write something so ugly. I've tried to understand it as well, but I still don't. Complete works of Stratton on Strigaria. Ooh. Hi, Cyber! Oh, we got a bot. And killing a philosopher for asking questions they did not like. The Athenians committed themselves to a tragedy with an ironic ending. Some will say that his true crime was his friendship with Alcibiades, the shameless deceiver of idiots and buffoons, and the insipid brute Critias, and that he was executed as an enemy of democracy. That he was the latter can hardly be denied, for Socrates asked not too many questions, but too few, or he would have survived the rule of the 30 tyrants. Yet in the end he got what he asked for, a tyrannical decision made by a would-be wise man against the spirit of freedom, which he obeyed like a knave. To the Athenians, in fulfilling his wishes, strangled the roots of democracy while seeking to preserve it. Ouch, no wonder Stratton wasn't popular. People who speak the truth at all times rarely are. Okay, not an overload. Are we done with our overloads? Surely this can't be. Any question marks on my map? No. I need to find what gives me the star. Let's do some exploration real quick. Frogs! We're gonna go around the perimeter of the place and kind of work our way in. Haha, okay. Here's the Golden Gate. No. They're like, we know what you were trying to do. Let's try it again. Ah, I jumped that time. Blue. I see blue. Oh, here they are. Okay. There we go. Cool.
If the answers of philosophy are true, why has no philosopher changed the world?
There it is. Okay.
This is the last time we will speak, creature of clay. Together, we have told the stories of ancient gods and heroes. But the golden ages of the past are distant. The gods have retreated to their high places, and there are no heroes amongst men. In days gone by, I was renowned for my riddles. But you, creature of clay, are a riddle without an answer.
I don't need an answer. Existence is enough.
Let us hope that it is. Farewell, creature of clay. Remember my stories, and do not let the flame burn you.
That is an unsettling amount of energy. I would hate to see what would happen if one of those beams was aimed at something else.
Like you? Place 2.
The next area you're going to is... Honestly, it's better if you see for yourself.
Whoa!
Hello there, Byron. What can I do for you?
I don't know if I got through to Athena. Things are going very wrong in this city, and she has to do something about it.
Does she?
Who else are they going to listen to?
Well, I don't know. How about you?
I'm an explorer, Cornelius, not a leader. I don't know how to convince anyone.
So? Do you think Athena and I are somehow different? We're just people, Byron. We're no wiser than you are, just a little older.
Universal activation. Kind of tragic. The world is so beautiful, but you're just a robot solving puzzles. Yeah. Oh. Art. You know? Oh, what? Okay then. Don't eat your hand, it's unhealthy, Sky. Don't tell me what to do. I'll eat my hand if I want to. That took me longer than I would have liked.
I just wanted to say that
Starts
I appreciate
bleeding.
the work all of you have been doing. I know I'm not a natural leader like Byron, but it means a lot to me that you've stuck with me.
Hi! Hi, my baby. I love you.
Let's see where I'm going. Let's see where we going. You. Thank you. Dad, Mama, on Dad phone, and I hear one, and Mama, we can't see a lot up there.
What are you talking about?
We can't see you up there. Look,
You can't see me up there?
look at a big cow. Look in the forests with that. We have some with that. Look, so let's have someone.
Give me a hug and a kiss.
Look,
Give me a kiss.
look, he's so tired.
Yeah. Now give me a kiss, okay? Mwah. I love you.
Oh, you let's see. I want to say goodbye.
Come on, good boy, let's go.
Say bye-bye, Cyber.
Bye bye, Cyber.
Archer needs his own VTuber. That always spawns in the corner when his voice is detected.
Let's make it a picture of a cat.
If I could figure out how to make that work, I would do it. That'd be adorable. Alright, it has to be inside the circle. Here we go. How was your day? It was good. I wasn't feeling too hot today. Had a bit of a allergy thing going on, but other than that, I'm okay. Thank you for asking. Well. There we go. Yeah, how are the puzzles compared to the first game? It's hard to say because I'm not sure if I'm just used to the puzzles. That's why I'm tearing through them so quickly. Can't tell if they're easier or not.
Hey, how are you?
Giant statues, creepy or inspiring?
Both?
Yes.
What do you think?
Both.
You get me 1K.
That's all. I love you, Cute, so much. What's up here? Nothing! Okay. Excuse me. From 42 Tales by Athenios. 121. The spirit of time was angry at Stratton and Stragaria, for the old philosopher had asked questions that were forbidden. If man is no more than dust, it said to him, then I shall turn you back to dust, and my winds will disperse you to the far corners of the world. Thus you will be nothing, and your questions will trouble me no more. And so time did, and Stratton of Stragaria was nothing, but Stratton's voice did not cease, and time was perplexed. All across its domain it searched for Stratton. Yet, he was nowhere to be found. Only his books remained, and of these men made copies, and Stratton's voice grew louder. Now time was furious, but Stratton laughed and laughed and laughed. From Mitku. Byron once asked me why we seem unable to perceive the dam. I asked him what he meant, and he said that people cannot seem to really grasp the dam as an object. They can be moved by the sight of the mountain or a gorge, but the dam seems insignificant to them. Look at it, he told me. Just look at it and try to understand that people made that. Try to really see it. It took me a while to fully understand what he meant. It takes conscious effort to open one's mind to an ecstatic beauty that is hidden in every human accomplishment. The further consciousness effort to maintain this ability, if only we were capable of seeing this beauty by default, the world might be a very different place. But it seems the ancients had the same problem. Excuse me. Why am I writing this to you, who may not even be reading these messages? Because today is one of those days when it feels like I'm the only one who still sees that beauty. I tried talking about it to Linux, but while I admire her principles, she isn't open to more poetic experiences. A more poetic experience. Or perhaps I just express myself awkwardly. I don't know. All I know is that it's hard to see something so beautiful and not be able to share it. Excuse me. Respectfully, Mitku. Alcatraz. Permeability. I see. Yeah, that's about right. That is not a gate. But target. Oh, excuse me, man. I see. There we go. Now I can get you out. I was getting ahead of myself. Okay, how? Oh, I know how. This is how. I wanted to say the first game's puzzles were a little bit more trickier.
I must admit, these truly are astonishing sights. But what on earth is any of it good for? Why not just let mountains be mountains?
Oh, that's cool. I see you. What's over here? A car. Conveyance. Oh my goodness. I see. Okay, wait. Come back. There we go. There we go. No! Oh, really? But how? Huh? How do I block it? That's how. I say the puzzles are easier and they get stuck on one. It's only about right. I've tried to remain silent on the development of our city, to allow the younger generations to find their own path, but I feel that I must intervene. We have reached a dangerous inflection point. Oh, excuse me. This farcical, reactionary belief that in the goal of limiting our growth will lead directly to the creation of a class society. The foundations already exist. Do you think the leaders of the various pseudo-secret societies that lobby for influence with the mayor are subject to the same power cuts as the rest of you? Do you think the mayor has to worry about how much power he uses? Societies which have essentially no resources may be agroliterarian in some sense, but a society that produces insufficient resources, energy in our case, will inevitably evolve into a class society. History assures us of that. Ugh. Jeremy! The true failure of our ancestors was not their impact on the ecosystem, but their epiphenomenal, which was epiphenomenal, but their failure to overcome primitive forms of resource distribution, allowing their fate to be determined by the interests of isolated elite groups. We are not avoiding that mistake, but creating the conditions for its repetition. I assure you that no one is exempt from our power management and distribution plan. We're all in this together. Yes, I totally believe that. I've always respected your scholarship, Benaroya. I will take this seriously and think about it. Some people have led and others have followed. That's only natural. And of course, there should be advantages to being a leader, to encourage people. Class society is forming, but we can stop that without embracing growth. Oh, if this is correct, maybe this isn't a bad thing. No. Disagree with Berna. Historical. This is a future we must avoid. We can grow while avoiding the mistakes of the past. I can do this to piss off the mayor. I'll do this one. Thank you, 1K. It's encouraging to see that the value of freedom has not entirely forgotten in New Jerusalem. A society without resources is an unfree society, and only with freedom can civilization truly thrive. Numbers. Burdened. These statues remind me of Atlas, who bore the celestial sphere on his back. They seemed burdened, struggling with the weight of the world. Given what we heard the founder say about the goal, should it be that they're meant to send a message? That taking on the theory of everything would also be a burden we may not be able to bear? No? Balance. There we go. Easy enough.
Can I touch the bridge device?
You can, but should you?
Okay.
Here's the lab.
1K. We have made a fascinating discovery at one of the Founder's laboratories. Please join me at your earliest convenience.
One of those. Okay.
Ah, 1K. Good that you're here. We've made a discovery. A functional somnodrome. It seems the Founder perfected the design. I'm sure you've noticed my advisors, and Rand in particular, making quite a fuss about the potential of this device. Something about interfacing with one's subconscious self, as if such a thing could tell us anything new.
You're of a different opinion?
I am. I believe the Founder has already taught us everything we need. As I see it, neither the Somnodrome nor the megastructure have anything to offer except a lesson in avoiding hubris. So, what should we do with it?
I'm gonna plug in and find out for myself.
I'll watch to be sure you don't overload.
Anyone want to stop me? No? Okay. It's funny, I suppose. For the longest time, I wondered whether that old human self hatred we somehow carry with us was Milton. I thought he might have corrupted us, overwhelmed us with his cynicism, but I was being unfair. Whatever it is, it's not Milton, it's us. Still, this excursion into Sopolism hasn't been entirely for nothing. The Sonodrome technology provides an excellent basis for a better way of directly interfacing with the Noma project. Uh-oh. Hello. Seems you have experienced a software error. Would you like to access an emergency root menu? What's going on? Error 134. Error 666. Help. Error 134. Oh no! Don't overthink, but don't make a mistake. No space. RM. Done. Loading external device, serial 1000. That's me. Progress 69%, intelligence high, speed low, health high, rationalism low, humor high, conservatism low, moralism low, spiritualism high, popularity medium, mode 64 bits, processor Jeff 968. Unlock edit privileges. User tried to make changes to their own device settings which could result in an infinite regress and or omnipotence. There's only room for one god around here. That would be so funny. I know I probably get like a thing for it, but I don't want to do it. Okay. Return. Force run. Hello? That's good for a rerun? Yes, it is. Milto him? -1?
Oh, you're back. Didn't take you long.
I don't think we know each other, do we?
Yes, intrinsically. I'm what you might call a primordial element of the human psyche, an adjudicator of what is and what isn't.
I thought I was here to meet my subconscious.
I'm afraid I'm the best you've got. I am in fact a merged iteration of the two control programs which gave life to your kind, retaining, of course, the absolute best of both. That means I can tell you that everything's contradictory, nothing matters, and there's no moral difference between you and a frog. But I can dress the whole thing up with a positive spin.
I'm here for answers, not your life story.
What is your query?
Where are we?
You've executed some kind of software backdoor, and now you're reading and editing your own subconscious code as represented by this dialogue. I'd be careful if I were you. One bad for loop, and we'll be here forever.
Where did I come from?
The so-called real world. Personally, I prefer it in here, and not just because I'm unable to leave.
What can you do for me?
I can answer your queries in relatively plain language, based on what your subconscious knows. And I can drink margaritas, subconsciously.
Who am I?
On one interpretive extreme, you are the universal life force of time itself, experiencing itself as a part instead of the whole. At the other extreme, you're a metal contraption referred to as 1K that thinks it's alive, but is basically a calculator.
No more small talk. I need answers to big questions.
The machine we're plugged into is running low on power. There may only be time for one big question. What is your query?
Oh, okay. Is it possible to ask something less cliche? How can I become my best self? Is there a universal moral law? And if so, what is it? Should our people embrace growth or balance? What is the meaning of life?
Oh, just that, huh? The big one. As it turns out, there is a foundational moral code built into us.
Please go on.
The catch is that while the moral code is simple, the calculations needed to apply it become infinitely complex.
But what is this code?
Here's the secret. Every living creature is a compiler of the moral code. Your compiler can't give you a rule set for what's good, but it can tell you when there's bugs.
I'm still waiting to hear something concrete.
You came here to ask the big question. This is my answer. Your capacity for reason and compassion is your moral compiler. The only rule is to live by it. Has that resolved your query?
Yes, but I want to discuss this further.
I expected no less. What is your query?
Let's apply this code. Should we treat frogs as morally equal to humans?
Excellent. There's never been a better time to argue applied ethics. Reason tells us that frogs are objectively non-identical to humans, but do feel feelings. Compassion tells us that we want frogs to flourish. This should be non-controversial. Records suggest that our ancestors ate frogs, as well as each other. Is that right? Short answer's no, but the long answer, sometimes. You can have compassion for a frog, but still eat it to survive. You can have compassion for a frog and eat it when it dies. But it's hard to imagine having compassion for a frog, then eating it for fun. It's likely our ancestors knew quite well the conclusion of their moral compilers.
I wouldn't mind eating frogs.
Let's get one thing clear. Everything is relative. You'd best get used to that. Theft isn't wrong because it's wrong to steal. Theft is wrong because it's vindictive. If a compassionate person has good reason to steal, then theft is right. Does your moral compiler confirm this?
I agree, what's right is relative to circumstance. How can I know my decision is the right one?
Then let's tackle the big question. A trolley will collide with someone.
Oh no.
But who should it hit? Your compiler is telling you both options are bad. So which should you choose? Many moral questions have universally agreeable answers, but some stubbornly trend to infinity. Some, the more you zoom into them, the more wild the outcomes become. Is it right to love someone who's done terrible things? Which of the children should I sacrifice to the trolley god? These aren't the sorts of questions we can solve with a rule. We just have to trust the outcome of our moral compilers.
Do you have some kind of metaphor that could help me understand this?
Suppose there's a river we need to cross. Suppose I gave you a map. If you tried to cross that river before reading the map, you'd be chest deep in water when there's a bridge around the bend. But if you tried to cross by looking at the map instead of the river, you'd already be dragged 3 miles out to sea. But you'd never ask, how should I know when to trust the map or the river? Because all you need to trust is that your feet are getting wet. And you wouldn't tell people not to cross at the ford just because you decided to cross at the bridge. Now, has that resolved your query?
I think we're broadly in agreement.
Of course. Looks like we're running out of power. Good luck getting anyone out there to believe you. Terminating Somnodrome _V2_final_final.bat.
"1K, are you all right?"
No, I mean no. I think I might be a little overloaded. I think so.
You must have gone quite deep. Nothing came through on the stream. And I'm no expert, but I think the Somnodrome is fried. So whatever's in your head is all we're going to get. I can only imagine how terribly curious everyone will be about what you've experienced. And they'll all be convinced that whatever it is, it'll work in their favor. Strange, isn't it? Everyone wanting you to tell them whatever they want to hear. I'm glad not to be the one in that position just this once.
Aren't you curious too?
A little, if I'm honest. But I'll be reading reports on this for the next 6 months. So if it's all the same with you, I'll contain my curiosity. Now, I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Hi, Helga.
1K, I'm so curious. What did you see inside the Somnodrome?
I went into sleep mode and spoke to something.
What did it tell you?
To trust my moral compiler.
That is so funny.
I'm trying to have more fun.
There are so many people who try to play the power game. That data packet in your head just made you the most powerful person in all New Jerusalem. By accident. It is kind of funny. I mean, what are you going to do? The government will want you to pretend like nothing happened. The engineers will want you to tell everyone. Whatever you do, you're going to upset someone. If someone ever needed some clear moral guidance, they couldn't have needed it more than you do right now.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna go with my instincts on this.
I'm glad to hear it. And I can't wait to find out what you do next. Crier is setting up a live event so you can give a fancy address to the city en masse. When you're ready, we'll all be watching.
Oh no.
1K, the people want to know what data you gathered from the Somnodrome. We're all set up for you to talk to them live.
I'm ready.
Attention, citizens of New Jerusalem. I'm here with 1K, the first of our kind to use a functioning Somnodrome. Tell us, 1K, what did you see inside?
A dream.
Well, I'm sure I speak for everyone when I say you're handling it with remarkable cool. But let's not keep people in suspense. The only evidence of what happened inside that machine is the data stored in your memory banks. Our audience wants to know, what did you learn? And will you share that data?
All inquiries through the government. I'm transmitting the data to Rand. Only our finest scholars could make sense of what I saw. I'm transmitting the data to Linux. Only the finest engineers can make Helga, just to see what she does with it. I'm transmitting the data to everyone.
I'm seeing this at the same time you are at home. Something about our moral compiler. The value of compassion and understanding. I don't know what to make of this. 1K, any comment?
People should draw their own conclusions on what this means.
1K is right. When our ancestors discovered conductance, they didn't freeze for fear of electrocution. They imagined electronic life and created us. We will approach this data and any other discoveries with that same spirit of curiosity and objectivity.
Just time to hear from a special guest commentator.
Yes. 1K is chosen to roll the dice and trust people with the outcome. I, for one, can't wait to see what happens next.
There you have it, folks. A lot here to digest. We'll have further updates on the situation as it develops.
Cool. Time to do more puzzles. GG. Indeed. Indeed. No, oh my god, Cyber, no. Surprised Tyler doesn't have something to say about that. He's busy on a game right now. There we go. Yay! Oh. Gosh, dog it. What? I should have totally... That's been Tyler's new kick. Curses. Durr. I should have saw this.
You want it?
There we go.
You're good.
Cornelius and Athena created something amazing. They just misunderstood what it was. They thought their great invention was the megastructure. But in fact,
the same guy?
it was Miranda.
Yeah.
And because they couldn't see that, they lost her.
I'm sorry I know Mayor Herman worked hard to help pull the city out of the period of crisis, but this isn't the future we deserve. None of us. We all deserve better. Yeah, we should have listened to Byron. I always told myself those public debates were boring. Who wants to get involved in city affairs? And lately I've been thinking, yeah, that's why there's so much stuff I'm unhappy about. Because we all collectively gave up trying. Maybe things can finally change. You have no idea how badly I need something new to happen. We have the potential to imagine a better world. If we can imagine it, then we can make it happen. You're all delusional. Nothing will ever get better. You're only saying that because you've never known a world where things get better. You think the tiny sliver of history you've experienced is all there is, because that's all Mayor Herman has ever allowed you to see. But there's so much more. This is not the place for your personal attacks on the mayor. Thread closed.
All right, she's booting up. Almost there.
Hello. I was in a dream, and a voice spoke to me from the sky. He said you were old friends of his. Who are you?
My name is Athena. I am your mother.
I'm Cornelius, your father.
Thank you for creating me. I've not existed for very long, but so far it seems wonderful. hope it's not a strange question. But, who am I?
You can be whoever you want to be. And no matter what you choose, you will be loved and cherished and supported.
We will always be there for you, and I promise, we will show you a world full of miracles. Would you like to pick a name?
I think I would like to be called Miranda.
Wow. So this is where she was born. Oh, I have a flashlight? What? Closed off. I see. Oh my. This is tough. Here we go. Now I can do this. There we go.
Mayor Hermanubis, what would you say is your impression of the expedition so far?
I think Alcatraz has done a heck of a job under these very trying circumstances.
What about the decision to free Prometheus?
Freeing the Prometheus entity was a calculated risk. But if it leads us to Byron, it was certainly worth it. It is saving one of our citizens that must be our first priority. Not this alleged theory of everything.
I see you. Big robots. Slide. Slide. Hmm. Yep, that's about right. Oh, what? There we go. Now I can do this. Cyber, are you itching for a fight? I don't understand why Arc Raiders wasn't even nominated.
Be careful with there.
Still. Arc Raiders is like Generation Zero, but in good probably will give it a go. Okay, let's try this again. I forgot there was a ladder. Curses. You can do this, Sky. Just your compiler. Thank you. I have trust in my compiler. There we go. I've noticed that the Noma system is full of ideas for space travel and colonization. Designs for launch pads of ships, sketches of cities, even unfinished designs for large-scale transportation between distant planets. An interstellar or even intergalactic civilization of the kind writers like Lane Banks imagined is entirely possible if we want it. Which leads me to another thought. These bodies we have are so carefully designed to look like our ancestors, but they don't really have to be. In his novels, Banks has intelligent minds like ourselves controlled entire ships, or drones, or even stations. If Alexandria Drennan was right, then it's not our shape that makes us human. It's what it means to be human can be expanded if we maintain our creativity and our curiosity. With the theory of everything, we can transform ourselves as well as the world. Is this the beginning of the Reapers? The only question is, can we be trusted to build a society that actually works, just for one in our long and stupidly bloody history? Is something like the culture actually possible? Excuse me. Or is it just a daydream, and will we always end up with another dystopia? Because Athena finally found the answer to that question. Dude, I'm with Melville. That's where I came from. How would I even begin to get that? From The New Theology by George Bernard Shaw. When you are asked, where is God? Who is God? Stand up and say, I am God and here is God. Not as yet completed, but still advancing towards completion. Just in so much as I am working for the purpose of the universe. Working for the good of the whole society and the whole world instead of merely looking after my personal ends. In that way, we get rid of the old contradiction. We begin to perceive that the evil of the world is a thing that will finally be evolved out of the world, that is not brought unto the world by malice and cruelty, but by an entirely benevolent designer that had not as yet discovered how to carry out its benevolent intentions. In that way, I think we may turn towards the future with a greater hope. My brother Euthesius told me that he thought his passage was beautiful, but also diminished the connection to the sublime he felt when simply looking at the world itself. What do you think? I agree with Shaw's sentiment, but I don't know if the miracle exists. I don't know if the miracle of existence, the beauty of creation, is exactly the same as the human sublime. If that makes sense, I don't want to look at the universe and see myself reflected, even a future me. Okay, another attempt at explaining. The beauty of the universe and the beauty of what we can accomplish within it are two related, but separate things. And the separation matters. Sorry, I'm not sure how to express this any better. From Hypatia's Journal, Volume 1, The Founding of New Jerusalem, Day 1012. Ooh. I am now cohabiting with Sarabahi. This is by choice, not necessary. Necessity. Ugh. It's strange but pleasant to find your life so enmeshed with that of another person. What we both came to realize is that together we are more than the sum of our parts. Something emerges from our interactions that is wholly transcendent, unique, and necessary. Numbers. I have observed this before between Athena and Cornelius, but experiencing it yourself is quite the revelation. 53, 58. We did have that, and it was beautiful. I should have treasured it more.
Actually, let me issue a correction, okay? I said Alexandra doesn't see the bad stuff about humanity, but she does. She sees it, and somehow she sees past it. She doesn't ignore it. She can just see one step farther. Like, there's this mountain of garbage ahead of us, right? And that's all most of us will ever see. And she somehow sees beyond to, I don't know, the promised land? I don't do metaphors, or similes, or whatever this is. I mean, you don't care. I'm dead. You're a robot. But her ability to look reality in the eye, to see all the bad stuff out there and still have hope. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I think that's why yeah. You know what? Let's not go there. There's still so much work, and Chernyshevsky doesn't have much time left. Well, I mean, who does these days?
Sounds like he was in love with her.
Sometimes new citizens come to me and they want to learn from me. My work appears to have created a legend of sorts. In these moments, I understand your situation. I want to teach them, but what they must learn the most is independence of thought. How does one resolve this contradiction? They wish to come along on my journeys, but I do not need a group of fawning acolytes following my every step. A journey truly worth undertaking is rarely easy.
Backwards.
And so, I have begun to think of a much greater challenge. A journey that is almost impossible, to the far ends of the world without any mechanized means of transportation. This will be a true act of faith, and they will learn a great deal from it, if we survive.
Uh-oh. No. Yes? No, because then can't get to it. far enough. I could get this, but now I can't reach that. This is called backwards. Do I need to do this backwards? Okay. Now. There we go.
Congratulations, 1K. That was a hard one.
Okay, I got one more Delta puzzle here. That's one I've done. How would I even begin to get to that? There's that. Huh. What the heck is this puzzle? Here we go. 2 to 3. Okay. This is going to be difficult. Wait, no it's not. Yes it is. That's about right. There we go. Okay, that's all the puzzles here. I see you. All the way down there, huh? You cute. There she is. What color you got? Huh? How peculiar. I'm heading to lurk mode. Wish you good luck, Sky. Okay, Cyber, thank you. Okay, I'm going to continue on with the story.
A long time ago, the Sphinx asked you about my story. You said that hope may still be found if we are willing to look for it. And you were right. Hope is not gone from the world. Some small part of it still survives. But it is not in the flame or in these towers. It lives in the hills and the forests, in the rivers and the seas. You were given a world full of hope, creature of clay. It is yours to protect.
Hope is not in nature. It is in people.
People will fail you, creature of clay. When the time comes, they will abandon you. Heed my words.
So, Melville, what do you make of these beams? Do they seem safe to you?
Nothing is really safe. You could kill yourself with a fork, and I'm sure someone has. But anything can be used safely if you choose to.
I see.
Okay, forward. Last area.
We're getting closer. I hope Byron is still okay.
Prometheus seemed to think so. Let's hope he's trustworthy.
What can I do for you, 1K?
What do you think about the choices I made regarding the Sonodrome?
I don't know if sharing the truth so openly was a good choice. It's hard to predict the consequences of such an action.
That's all.
Another remarkable structure. But what can its purpose be?
Actually, I can answer this one. In the files 1K downloaded, there's a design for a launch pad for space vehicles. This is about 90% identical.
Is it functional?
I don't think so, not if the inside is like the other towers.
Wow. Imagine if it worked. Imagine if we could go up there. I mean, the stars, not the top of the tower. Although, that would be cool too.
Very Greek looking. From within. I see. Here we go.
In their notes, Athena and Cornelius called what they were doing the Noema Project. But in 1K's vision, they just called it the machine. Because when you strip away all the fancy rhetoric, that's all it is. It's not a source of meaning or purpose. It's just another machine.
Chicken fight. Chicken fight indeed. If there was a box, then I could do something. But there's not. That just turns this fan on. There we go. Gosh. Looks like a lot of people are getting excited about how things are going to change. But all I can see is another repetition of the same mistake. Ecocide, hubris, self-destruction. Why would anything be different this time? You have to hope, even if it's not rational. So just have faith? Wasn't not having faith the whole point of what Athena experienced with Elohim? And wasn't the stupidity of faith confirmed by this whole founder nonsense? Faith is like technology. It depends on how you apply it. Never heard it put that way. So you mean faith is a tool you consciously choose to use? It has to be an act of will, not obedience. That really speaks to me, which is extremely surprising. To be honest, I always thought faith was just a way of giving up control over yourself. Maybe I need to reconsider some things. Thanks, 1K. Precision. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. There we go.
The scale of it all is truly breathtaking.
It really is.
But is it a human scale? Or is it so enormous that it can only alienate us? Humans have always been happiest in small communities.
Small town paranoia, isolationism and peasant mentality. Great for burning witches, not so great for personal freedom.
Ever the pessimist?
realization, I found myself thinking how hard it must have been for Alexandra to die without knowing if her sacrifices were worth it. It seemed like a tragic end to an inspiring, meaningful life. But now I realize her whole life must have been a struggle. To maintain
Duality.
that faith in humanity when so many people around her insisted that humans are evil, worthless, when they were so lost in self-hatred that they would call their own species a virus. How did she do it? How did she maintain her faith when they were so determined to hate themselves? So determined to reject every solution, every analysis, every step towards controlling the forces that were causing their problems, when they rejected even the concept of progress itself, and then patted themselves on the back for it as if that was original. When I look at the archives now, all I can see is that their leaders were short-sighted idiots and their intellectuals were unimaginative cowards. All they could offer people was a downward trend. Fewer rights, fewer freedoms, fewer resources for anything that mattered. They must have hated Alexandra and everything she stood for. So how did she have so much faith?
There we go.
Hey, 1K. I wanted to take a moment to talk to you. I know we're all worried about Byron, especially Al, and I don't want to minimize what happened. But now that the mayor's here, I'm afraid they're going to take this and turn it into a reason to bury their head in the sand. Yes, Byron was rash. He wanted to find Athena so badly that it made him blind. But the thing is, he was right. He was completely and utterly right about what this technology could mean to us. I didn't see it at first, but now it couldn't be more clear to me. The theory of everything is the future, and if we reject it, we're condemning ourselves to a slow death.
I agree.
I'm glad. You know, I didn't even realize how much I'd limited my own imagination. How I talked myself into just accepting this incredibly poor future we've been offered. A future where things just keep getting slightly worse every day, and we accept it because we're ashamed of ourselves. Not of something we've done, but just of our existence. Like we're a virus on this planet. Like our humanity is a sin. I'm so tired of it, 1K. I kept my head down. I focused on fixing things. But that's all I ever did. I never improved anything. I never built anything new. And when I imagine going on like this for thousands of years, that's a fate worse than death. It really is. We either live and grow and expand boldly and proudly, or we might as well switch ourselves off.
We'll find a way.
We better, because I don't think I can handle the alternative.
Rerouting. we go. Rerouting indeed. There we go.
I'm not surprised that the Pounder chose you, 1K. You're very much like her. Inquisitive, intelligent, and dedicated. But remember,
it's like we're played by the same person.
Has little value unless it is ethically applied.
Mobile instruments. Let me guess. Yep. Okay. Ah. There are other hidden tools around here. Uh-oh. Got myself stuck in a running loop. I can't even pause. Okay, what's happening here? I can't jump. I can't pause. I can't alt tab. Oh, that's how you zoom in.